So hey everybody, welcome. My name is Jamie Pollock. Company's Royalwise. Always find us online at royalwise.com. This is our class where we're going to be saying what's new in iOS 15. So that is the new operating system for iPhones and kind of for iPads too. Of course, iPad has its own operating system, iPad OS, and iPad OS 15 is out, just like iOS 15 is out for iPhones. But iPad OS is based on iOS, so almost every feature that we have in iOS will be found in iPad OS. And there's a couple of other things that happen in iPad OS just because of the bigger screen of the iPad. And I might mention a couple of those along the way if we get to it, but I'm going to be focusing on the iPhone and iOS 15 today. The questions have already come up, and I just want to make sure that I address them on the video. First off, there's all sorts of phones out there: iPhone 12s, iPhone 11s, even iPhone SEs, different things like that. iOS 15 is not necessarily dependent on the hardware. Most new phones that are within 2 or 3 years old can run iOS 15. If you haven't upgraded, don't do it now during class, right? But sit back and enjoy to see what the features are and what iOS 15 is going to bring to the table for you. But again, it is hardware independent. But as we also found out in our pre-show, that some older devices can't run it, right? So you might have an old iPad that can only get to iOS 12, iOS 13, iOS 14. And so if you go into settings and the general area, there's a software updater, and it will tell you whether you can get the new update or not. Now, one of the cool things about iOS 15 that they're doing, which is different, is if you're on iOS 14 and you go to the updater, it will either tell you that there's an update within the iOS 14 branch, and below it, there'll be a little bar across the bottom that says upgrade to iOS 15. So that you don't have to be forced to iOS 15. You can still get the 14.8 update if you want it. That's new. They used to just give you the newest one and not even give you the option to stay within your branch. But that's new. So just know that if you haven't upgraded and you go to the software updating area in the general area of settings, there'll be a little bar across the bottom where you actually get that option to decide what you want to do and how you want to do it. So let's jump in and start seeing what we have. Let me get my iPhone up here on the old screen. Excellent. So I am on an iPhone 12 Pro, just to let you guys know. And again, I am running iOS 15.1 is the latest version of the software. Very good. So one of the first things that they're very excited about, and I'm going to do this in FaceTime, but I'm going to warn you, I can't really demo some of the stuff because the new thing is called SharePlay. And what SharePlay is it allows you to, through FaceTime, share media with other people. And that could be music, it could be a video, it could be a show that you're watching on Apple TV or something in Disney Plus. So there's all these SharePlay options, which are like watch together or listen together, sharing your screen, synced playback, shared music cues, smart volume, multiple device support, and also connecting through audio, video, and text. These are all new FaceTime features, and I'm going to go ahead and just jump into FaceTime real quick and show you just a couple of things that are going on in here. First off, you'll notice that it looks a lot different, and we have a new Create Link button and a new FaceTime start a new FaceTime button. The Create a Link button is brand new because we can now FaceTime with non-Apple people. You actually can share a link with Windows people and Google people, and it will pull it up into a browser as long as they are on a computer or phone that has a webcam and all that. You can actually now FaceTime with people that are not Apple. That's brand new. Right? So if I say new FaceTime, it'll let me decide who I want to FaceTime with. I'm going to see if Jeff's phone's up yet. We'll just have some fun and see what happens if I can FaceTime Jeff or not. Also, I'm not sure how it's going to react to being on Zoom. Sometimes when you're on Zoom, you can't actually broadcast things. So regardless, while we're waiting on this, I want you to notice that along the top, we do see that we're calling Jeff. And then also we have our messages icon, our volume icon, our microphone, our camera, and to the far right is the SharePlay icon. That's that little square with the little person's face sitting right there. Oh, just not ready yet, but that's okay. But as you saw that up in the top right corner, that's the SharePlay button, where if you tap it, then it will say, do you want to share your screen with the other person? This is brand new. Sharing your screen through FaceTime on a mobile device is something that's new, and we haven't been able to do it previously. So that's kind of cool. And then also, once we go into that SharePlay, we can actually say, I can go to Apple TV, or Disney Plus and start a video and say, share play this to the people that I'm in FaceTime with. So it's kind of cool. And this really, I think, came out of COVID, where people want to be able to be in different locations around the country, but still feel like they're together. And so now you can actually like watch a movie together with people all over the country even. And another part of the share play that's really cool is that you can text message with them, right? You can be watching it in a picture-in-picture, the video in picture-in-picture, while you're busy FaceTiming or messaging back and forth. So you actually can be in the same room, see their faces while you're also watching the same playback. With that, things like if you pause, it pauses for everybody that's in the share play session. So that's kind of fun. And I apologize I can't demo this. One of the reasons is because this feature wasn't ready in 15.0 or 15.0.1. It didn't launch until 15.1, which is the one that just came out this week. So not everybody has run every update, right? And so unless you have 15.1 to 15.1, you can't share play yet. So again, it is a feature of iOS 15, but it was a little behind. So I'm getting tagged again. We're going to see if we can do this one more time and see if we can get Jeff's smiling face, our FaceTime. Hey, look, it's Jeff Black. How are you, sir?
Make sure we don't get any crazy feedback.
No, we don't want any feedback loops. Okay, so now we see up in this top right corner that share play. I'm going to tap to get that up and hit the share play button. And it says share my screen is unavailable, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and try something else. I'm going to come here and open up my TV app. Choose a content to use. Let's watch some Great Pumpkin. And it's going to ask me right here, do you want to share play or start only for me? Well, I want to share play this. I want Jeff to watch the Great Pumpkin with me.
So on my end, what I'm getting now is a prompt asking me if I want to open share play.
Excellent. And do you have video yet?
Got it.
Good demo. We're going to stop it right there and jump out of there. Thank you, Jeff. I'm going to go ahead and hang up the call. So I've ended the Great Pumpkin. Now I can go back to my call with Jeff and go ahead and end. Thank you for calling. Thank you for being there. So that's just a quick demo of getting into the FaceTime and then doing the share play. Notice because I was in the FaceTime call with Jeff, the minute I went into the Apple TV and started playing content, it asked me, do I want to share this with him or do I just want to watch it by myself? And again, this is going to work with music. You can have a shared music queue, synced playback. So again, pausing and stuff like that should sync up with everybody. Brand new technology, not fully implemented yet, but I think it's going to be pretty interesting. And by the way, this does work with Apple TV. So if you have an Apple TV connected to your big screen television, it's just a good thing to know. So Diana, I got a question coming up. Do we just use the phone number for someone on an Android? Not necessarily. With FaceTime, it's a little bit different. If it's Apple to Apple, you can use their phone number or their email address they're using for their Apple ID, or really anything that their phone recognizes. But when you create the link, I think you're going to email the link. I'm not even sure. Let me go ahead and create a link here real quick and see. It gives me all sorts of options. I could text message it or mail it, or whatever. I can even airdrop it. Look, it's asking if I want to airdrop that. So you're going to just send it to them as a text or an email, and there'll be a link in there that then they can click on, and that'll open up into their browser for the FaceTime session. Nancy's just mentioning that it's interesting that we didn't see that we just saw the closed captioning and we didn't see the audio or the video from the movie. Just to warn you guys, one of the reasons is that I'm FaceTiming and I'm Zooming at the same time. And also quite often when you're on Zoom, copyrighted material is blocked from being able to be broadcasted. I should not be able to broadcast over Zoom for multiple people for copyright reasons. Now it did work through FaceTime, so now I can kind of share copyrighted material through FaceTime, but because I'm also in Zoom, I got a feeling I'm getting tripped up. A couple other things that are in FaceTime right now is portrait mode versus landscape mode, a grid view. If you have multiple people in, they'll show up as a grid. That's kind of awesome. Also, spatial audio is now a big thing. Spatial audio has come to the AirPods. And even the new MacBook Pro laptops are going to be able to do spatial audio, where if you move around, the sound will kind of follow you around. And so if you move away from the source, it'll sound like it's coming from over there. things like that. With the headphones, you're going to have sound coming from all around you if the audio you're listening to is designed to do that sort of thing. Voice isolation mode, wide spectrum mode, a lot of really very cool audio aspects to it. And then again, we mentioned earlier that invite across platforms stuff. So we absolutely love that part of it.